Well, this is new. Today, I just felt like recording a random solo podcast. So, this might be a thing. This might not be. We'll see. Um, you know, I think this is just going to be whenever I want, I'm just going to pull this up and just talk about shit, I guess. Um, I will say I have never talked for an extended period of time alone, especially on a mic. So it's going to be rough probably at first, but if you stick around, I'll improve and I'll get funnier and stuff. So yeah, I guess. So I guess let's start this off by just talking about how I started thinking about doing this, because it was really I've been wanting to do this for months now, but I just didn't know what I was going to talk about, because obviously, I'm not going to talk about sports more. I mean, we already do twice a week on the Co Show, and I want to save sports talk for then. So I just figured, I mean, I could just watch stuff and review it, but I don't want to be just like a YouTuber. I could talk about funny news stories, but I feel like a ton of people do that shit already. So I think I'm just gonna talk and just talk about whatever I want. Um, yeah, I don't know how long this is gonna be, but yeah. So I think I was thinking about names, and because I don't want it to just like, this isn't the Co Show. I'm gonna post it on the Co Show YouTube channel, but yeah, I I needed a different name for it, and I was thinking, I like the one Just My Overthoughts. Tell me what you guys think. Just My Overthoughts. So basically, the genesis of this name was actually inspired by a LeBron James tweet in 2015 when Kevin Love was, trying to make his way out, I guess, or he was, I don't know, he wasn't happy with the situation that was going on. LeBron tweets on February 7th, 2015, stop trying to find a way to fit out and just fit in. Be a part of something special. Just my thoughts. So I mean, that's just the funniest. That's just such a funny tweet, in my opinion. I don't know why. Just that subtweet to your teammate. Um, yeah, and I'm a person that my brain is just constantly ticking and ticking. I'm always overthinking stuff. I might not show that, but I'm just hyper analyzing everything, and I'm always Googling random shit, and, yeah. So I figured here would be a good place to just talk about that shit. And also, for the last, I don't know, few months, I've been just writing down thoughts I've had in my notes. And, when things open back up, I was thinking about maybe just doing some open mics and writing some jokes just for fun. But I haven't really fleshed out any of these, like, so-called bits or whatever. Like, I haven't written them out fully, and I've read some of them, and I'm like, this is kind of a funny thought, but I don't think it would work as a stand-up bit. So I might just honestly read through my notes for the first episode and just see how it goes. And really, wherever my mind goes, I'm just gonna let it. And I'll go on some random ass tangents. I'll be all over the place, but it'll get better with time. I mean, that won't change. I'm always gonna be going on tangents, but I'll be better at talking into a mic, and I'll be funnier. You know, I'll stop saying and pausing. Um, so yeah, I guess let's just hop into it. Hold on, you guys like that ASMR Hydro Flask? That was probably really gross. I'm sorry. All right, so right, I'm just gonna read through my fucking notes. This might not even get posted, by the way. So if you see this, hopefully that means it turned out at least somewhat okay. All right, let's see. Let's start with okay. So I feel like it's just as likely that Jesus was just the David Blaine of his time. I mean, probably even more likely. I mean, how many people were following Jesus? How many people followed Jesus? How many disciples? I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Disciples. Context. The feeding of 5,000. Okay, either way. Let's just admit it. People back then, not as smart as they are now. They don't know sleight of hand. They don't know, they don't know you can just put glass underwater and walk on it. So I genuinely, this is a real, as much as I think this is kind of a funny thought, this is also a real thought. I genuinely think Jesus might have just been a magician. He might have been a magician. Think about it. I mean, yeah, like I wrote it here. It's more likely that he tricked 1,000 people with sleight of hand than there are actual miracles. Just saying. I mean, there's a quote that I think is interesting. I don't know. I wouldn't say I agree with it because it's kind of, I don't know, it's a little intense, but difference between it's okay, I'm not going to find the quote fast enough. I don't want to bore you guys, but the quote is something along the lines of the only difference between a religion and a cult is a cult leader is still alive. And, whoever started a religion died a long time ago. I think that's an interesting thought. I don't know. I mean, if you're religious, I'm not trying to hate on you or anything. As long as you're not using your religion to hurt other people or demean other people, then it's, whatever makes you happy. And also, honestly, I think religion does a lot of good too. It brings a lot of people together and stuff. So I'm not here to hate on anyone. But yeah, let's see. I will say though, the whole thing about just believing and not questioning at all is a little weird, because I feel like you just believe it because an adult told you. And, adults lie. People write fiction books. I mean, I still thought it was illegal to turn the light on in your car while you're driving until I was like, I think 18. Because my parents told me that shit when I was, I was 5 years old or whatever, fucking around in the back, turning on the light. And they're like, hey, it's illegal. We can get pulled over. And then I just never thought anything of it until I pretty much went off to college. It was like, wait a sec. Why would that be illegal? And then, yeah, so that's all I'm saying. What a way to start this podcast. just alienating a bunch of potential audience. All right, let's move on to incels. If you're an incel, I don't really want you in my audience anyway. So it's kind of wild that you can have such bad game that you just blame 50% of the world. I mean, not liking someone because of their race or religion or gender is ridiculous, but I feel like especially gender, because it's legit. It's half the world. Like, if you were to say you hate Asian people, that would be ridiculous because there's, so many Asian people. You could say the same for Mexican people or whoever, any group of people. It would be ridiculous to say that because there's so many people of different personalities in that group that there's no way you could hate all of them. So when we're talking 50%, I mean, that's That's wild. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I'm trying to think of an example. If I came on a podcast every week and talked about paper clips and didn't and was pissed that I didn't get any viewers or anything, that would be my fault. You know, it's like if you're so bad at talking to females that they won't even approach you or let you approach them, then that's your fault. And anyone that's listening to this is not disagreeing with me, I hope. um yeah, I don't know. Incels are wild though. But yeah, it's like, just to reiterate, it's hating a whole group of people is you got problems then, cuz what are the odds a billion people are terrible, a billion of the same group of people are terrible, or maybe you have a problem and it's not a billion people. I don't know. Just my overthoughts. All right. Oh, okay. I actually do. This is an interesting one. This. I didn't even write this to be a stand-up bit or anything. This was just a thought. So like esports, they're on the rise. They're huge now. People are winning millions of dollars in tournaments and making millions of dollars on brand deals and subscribers on Twitch and all that. So the the discussion of whether esports is a sport is kind of interesting to me. And being a sports fan, I think it would be expected of me to just completely dismiss that. And I mean, I guess I kind of am, but at the same time, it is a skill thing. And I feel like, I mean, is chess a sport? I feel like you can kind of, I feel like the comparison I would make, let's see, I wrote this down. The comparison I would make is esports is a fruit bush, and real sports, or maybe I shouldn't say real sports, regular sports are a fruit tree. So the fruit tree, people that like the fruit tree, they think it's way better because it's bigger and stuff, and it produces these massive fruits, and it's they've been around for forever. But man, blackberries are just as good as apples, honestly. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you go over to a fruit bush, it might not be as big, might not be as sturdy or established, but I mean, you can make some good blackberry pie. That's all I'm saying. So I feel like just hating on esports is kind of dumb, and but I do think it is dumb to try to say it's a sport too, because it's just call it esports. There's sports and there's esports. It's already there, so we don't even have to have this discussion. It's what I will say though is people don't realize that there is genuinely a skill to especially the video games that are being played in these tournaments. There is a skill to them, because a lot of these dudes, they were playing video games when they were from they were 5 years old through up until now, and they were in the basement and grinding it out. And obviously that's not great. I mean, I feel like it's definitely better to be out playing sports, making friends, all that stuff. But at the same time, it is good, now you can meet so many people through gaming. So I feel like this is only a good thing that esports are taking off. And also, like, just don't watch it if you don't like it, It's just just don't interact with it. Just avoid it. I used to, when I was really into Fortnite for a while, it's so embarrassing to say now. The thing is, everyone was. So when I say that, it sounds so embarrassing, but I was really into Fortnite when everyone else was. I used to watch some, I used to watch some streamers or maybe some YouTube videos or whatever. Not a ton, but I saw the entertainment value in it. I mean, I wasn't sitting there all day watching it, but these people have skills, man. It's not easy, and for the amount of time I played, and I I think I was pretty for the thing is, like, I was pretty good for the average player, but there's just this next tier and then a tier above that. And it's just I can't even touch those people. Like, I would stand no chance. So I feel like people don't realize that, especially when they don't play video games, because all you see is a dude just doing this on his computer, and then you see a bunch of stuff happening on the screen. You don't know what's going on. And honestly, a big part of it is if you don't understand the game that's being played, you don't know what is like really good. So since I played Fortnite a lot, if I see a dude do some crazy shit, I, you know, I can appreciate that. Whereas my parents would just be like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, I don't know. Stop talking about esports now. All right. Let's see. I mean, let's see. How much time are we in? 60. Oh, Jesus Christ. We're only 16 minutes in. See, I told you this is going to be rough. Told you this was going to be rough. So have you guys had like those neighborhood barbecues now that there's been a pandemic where we're supposed to stay apart? Has your neighborhood been coming together? I feel like that's really some white shit to be going on right now. We've done that. Our neighborhood's done that, I think, 3 or 4 times. They haven't done it really since it's kind of gotten cold. So in the summer, did it a few times. And we have this, we're just going to say, to not reveal too much information, we're just going to say an Eastern Bloc neighbor. an Eastern Hemisphere, or no, not Eastern Hemisphere. We have an Eastern European fella who, not gonna lie, is a little scary. He has some scary dogs that I believe are genuinely were trained attack dogs. I think they were. They're German Shepherds. I think no, it's only one of them, but I believe that's actually true. I'm not lying about that. That's what I heard, at least. So, yeah, but we have these neighborhood barbecues, and I don't want to be there, man. What are we doing? I'm nice to my neighbors. I'm cordial. I'm polite. I'll offer help if they need help, whatever. But what are we doing, man? I don't want to small talk for an hour while we eat fucking hot dogs. It's like, just come on. And by the way, there was a UFC fight that my dad and I split the pay-per-view on. It was fucking $80, dude. I'm trying to watch this fight, man. I'm trying to watch every second of this card. I'm not missing any of this card. So this is while the not the main event. It was before. It was the preliminaries, I believe it's called. And he comes out with the neighbor, the scary Eastern European neighbor, comes out with just 3 cups of like a kind of a darker brown liquid, and it's probably about a shot and a half, 2 shots maybe. And he comes up and he just pretty much holds his hand out. and my dad and I were like, okay. And we took it, and we were like, what's this? And he goes, the COVID killer. I was like, oh, fuck, man. This is going to be the co-killer, dude. Fuck. I was scared, but honestly, it was hella good. It was strong, though. Yeah. So, I feel like I want to talk to him, though. I feel like he's seen some shit. Because his main language is not English. And I feel like I really want to talk to him. Because I want to know why he came here. I want to know what it was like growing up, where he grew up. Because just based off his mannerisms and how he just seems very just hard on the outside, I really feel like he's seen some shit. And I really want to learn about it. But that's for another day, I suppose. Yeah. So, what else do I got? So I saw this story the other day that this dude, this was a while ago. I don't know who the fighter was, UFC fighter, got knocked out. And, you know, when you get knocked out in the UFC, they'll ask you the basic questions. Where are you? What day is it? So they ask him what day it is, and he goes Wednesday. But the reason that's wild is UFC fights are always on Saturday. They were asking him like the date, and he said Wednesday. Dude, I can't imagine getting in the octagon though. I couldn't do it. I really couldn't. I mean, just that killer instinct of, dude, it's just crazy to me when a guy gets just absolutely obliterated, he falls to the canvas without a second of hesitation. The dude's just on top of him, just hammer fist in his face. It's like, holy shit, man. You're gonna kill him. I couldn't, like, I'm too soft, I guess. I don't have that killer instinct. I guess that's what they talk about when they say killer instinct. You just, I mean, at the end of the day, it's him or you. So, and especially with these prize fighters, it's him or you, life legit for your health. And then it's also him or you. I mean, you got tens of millions of dollars in some cases on the line. So, yeah. But a dude like McGregor or Khabib, I mean, where's Khabib from? I've heard Dagestan, I believe. Dagestan? Khabib home country. Is it Dagestan? It's, okay, well, yeah. It's Russia, but Dagestan is in Russia. Yeah. So, apparently Dagestan is just fucking rough. Like, all they do, apparently, let's see, how many people, Dagestan population. There are a ton of UFC fighters from Dagestan, and they only have 2 million people. What's the population of Seattle? Okay, so, hold on. City. Okay, so Houston has 2.3 million. Imagine if there was just how many, okay, UFC fighters from Dagestan. Notable people from Dagestan. Okay, this is going to be funny, actually, because it's just going to be all fighters and warriors. Okay, so we got, soldier. Oh, ballerina. Okay. Sculptor, poet. Oh, we actually got some creatives here. Okay, that was historical. Here's boxing. So historical figures, by the way, if you look up notable people from Dagestan, it's the boxing list of notable people. Oh my god, no. Look at the mixed, holy shit. If you look at the mixed martial art, this is so funny. If you look at the mixed martial arts section of Dagestan, it's longer than the historical figures section of Dagestan. There's legit more current. These are all current. These are all current. Current. Oh my God. Okay, I think there's one former. Dude, there's legit more current fighters in Dagestan than historical figures. Yeah, so I can't imagine what it's like growing up in Dagestan then. And same thing with McGregor. All they do in Ireland, in Dublin, in the streets of Dublin, all they do is fucking drink and fight. That's what, I've heard that's what just boys do in Ireland. They just fight. And it's not always as a, as a beef thing. They fight. So, I mean, it must be the same in Dagestan. I can't actually believe this. There are more current MMA fighters from Dagestan, not UFC, MMA. Not all of them are in the UFC. There are more current more current MMA fighters than historical figures from Dagestan. I mean, that'll just tell you. I'm from fucking Mill Creek. I'm not hard. I grew up in a comfortable house. There's no part of me that ever really wanted to fight people. So, hey, don't fuck with me though. Get the smoke, dude. Okay, not actually, but all right, we're 26 minutes in. Maybe let's just keep this to 30 for now. Cuz I feel like, this has been pretty solid, and I don't want to push it and turn it into, a mediocre hour-long thing. I feel like this was a pretty solid 30 minutes. So, yeah. Really, genuinely, with we asked for feedback on the co-show, but this one is, like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about on this. So, if you have ideas, please tell me. Because I don't know. I mean, really my big passion is sports. I also do love comedy and, honestly, podcasts. So, but I can't really just talk about other podcasts on this podcast. So, yeah. Genuinely let me know. And also, if you like this or if you hated this, please tell me. Also, if you liked it, tell me too. But if you hated this, let me know. Yeah. I don't know. These were just my overthoughts. And I haven't thought about a sign in or a sign off yet. What's up, everyone? My name's Mason, and these are just my overthoughts. Is that cringe? I don't know. Yeah. These were just my overthoughts, though. And if, leave a like, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Mason Charles Co. Donate to my Venmo. And peace. See you guys.